Good morning and welcome to Cappin at the Spa. I'm Saratoga Geese and we're recording live from Quivik Drive in sunny and cool Saratoga. This is closing weekend, Woodward Day. We're looking forward to a fun weekend and hoping to pick some winners before we close out the season. The Woodward certainly isn't a good betting race, but it's a fun day to watch Gunrunner, who's one of the top horses in the world. So we should all keep an eye on that. This might be the last time he runs before the Breeders' Cup Classic over in Del Mar. So, since it's me solo today, we're going to look at 5 different races because we can. Why not? So, remember the goal of the show, 8 to 1 or better. We're looking for some horses we can put into some exactas and hopefully get a few on top. So, today I'm actually going to look at race 4 first, and I actually have 2 horses I like in race 4. Race 4 is a claiming 25 at a mile and the 16th on the grass. First, we're going to take a look at Shalako, number 2 horse from the rail. Linda Rice is getting this horse off the claim. The horse loves Saratoga, 2 wins and 3 starts, won 2 times in a row here last year. Had a couple of decent turf races earlier this summer in May and June at Belmont, running a 92 and an 89. Then he runs on and off the turf. You can just throw that one out. Last time out went from the 12 hole in a 12 horse race in a claiming 50 at the Spa. Went off the favorite, but Glorious Empire just smoked the field that day, won by 7-8 lengths on the front end. It was a speed favoring, she was wide. I'm willing to give her a pass on that. Love going into Linda Rice barn, 35% off the claim. We're going to certainly take a shot with Shalako, getting Jose Ortiz, the leading rider also. We're also looking at Spin Cycle, the 3 horse in that race. Possibly the lone speed in the race. Coming off a state bred allowance where she got the lead, finished 3rd, bumped at the start. Has a couple of buyers back in 2016 that can certainly compete here, and we're hoping we can get lone speed with him and then maybe have Shalako sit there. If the 2-3 comes in, we're certainly going to be very excited early in the card, but we might hook him up with the favorite and play a few different types of things. But that's the 2 and the 3, one at 10 to 1, the other at 15 to 1 in race 4. Let's take a look at race 5. Okay, race 5 is an allowance, non-winners of 1 at a mile on the grass. And we're going to take a little bit of a stab here, this one, with Brockton George, the 11 horse, at 20 to 1. This is a Ken McPeak horse who ran twice last year as a 2-year-old, ran 2nd on the dirt, and then went on the grass, won by 3, very impressively, at 6 to 1 at Churchill at a mile. Now that buyer, giving the normal progression from a 2 to a 3-year-old, should put that horse in the mid-80s this year, which would put him right in this race at 20 to 1. The interesting thing is, he only ran once this year in July, and ran in the Indiana Derby against IRAP. First time out in months, went off at 34 to 1, and ran up the track. I just have no idea what Ken McPeak was doing, putting her in that race. I'm just going to say that we're just going to throw that out. He's back where this horse belongs, which is on the grass at a mile. I'm not happy with the 11 post, but this horse, you know, there's a chance this horse is going to go off with really big odds. And there's 2 Chad Brown horses coming off maiden special weights that are both going to get bet. So I'm probably going to put the 11 with a couple of those horses and maybe spread around a little bit. But it could be a fun race if this 11 horse gets out there. Let's move on to the 7th race. Got a horse in the 7th race. It's a non-winners of 2 allowance, 6.5 furlongs. Very competitive race. There is 11. There's an entry as well as 9 other horses in the race. So it's a big field. No scratches are out yet, so we're not sure about that. But we're going to take a shot with Royal Squeeze, the 5 horse, at 10 to 1. This is a Ralph Nix horse who's been running in the low 90s consistently over the last 2 years. A couple at Gulfstream, 1 at Belmont. Ran in a stakes race at Laurel last time out in the mud. And had the lead. Ran 4th to Divining Rod. Divining Rod won that race by 6 lengths and came up here and ran in a graded stakes last week. And didn't win, but ran pretty well. So clearly there's no divining rods in this race. I think that the outside horse may be, I don't know when the last time a quarter horse ran at Saratoga, but this horse ran at Los Alamitos in quarter horse race. I mean, this horse has got speed, so I'm hoping that it's cheap speed, and there's another speed horse outside of Royal Squeeze. I think he might be sitting just off the pace, 2nd or 3rd, and I think we got a chance to run through the lane here with him. Horse is 4 for 17 lifetime, 4 for 11 on the dirt. You know, so certainly likes to win. We're going to take a shot there with number 5, Royal Squeeze, in race 7. In the 9th race, which is the Saranac, grade 3 at a mile and an 1/8 on the grass, We're taking a look at Mr. Haverkamp, the one horse at 8-1. This is a Canadian horse trained by Catherine Day Phillips, who's a 23% trainer up in Canada. Horse is undefeated, 2 for 2, won his last race in an allowance race by 8 lengths. Very unusual to see a grass horse win by 8 lengths. So that was a really impressive race. This is a tough race. You're talking about Yoshida and Bricks and Mortar, who are going to be two pretty heavily favored. They're both going to be between 8-5 and 5-2. Voodoo Song is going to go to the front. Voodoo Song's got 3 wins already, wire to wire, all of them, at the Spa this year. And he was a pick by my son, Daily Double Dan, on Cappin at the Spa last month. That horse is going to go to the front. I think this Mr. Haverkamp could slip under the radar a little bit and maybe get between 8 and 10-1 on him. And, you know, listen, this horse obviously has talent, and we're going to take a shot there with him at 8-1. And we're going to wrap up the day in race 12, which is the Glens Falls, which is also a grade 3 race on the grass, at 1 mile and 3/8. And this is strictly a pace play. We're looking at Graham Motion's horse to 1, Happiness, with Irad Ortiz on him. Horse ran 1.5 miles at Woodbine last time, lost by a head. The buyers are competitive in this race. There's really no world beaters here, and there's no speed in the race. So we're going to take this one horse and hope that Irad notices it. He was running 2nd and 3rd last race, so I think that the horse can get the lead. I think Irad's going to do the right thing from the fence, put him on front, slow that pace down, and we're going to take a shot to wire the field in the last race with Happiness at 10-1 on the morning line. So that's it for today. We're hoping to have the Daily Double Dan and Exact the Box Bobby on Sunday, Monday. Have a great day today at the Spa, Woodward Day, and here's hoping today is your day.